All right. We are tuned in to Boozy News, where booze meets current events. This is not drunk history. This is current events. Okay, I did not get the idea from drunk history, so none of that.
This is not drunk history.
This is more like historic roasts happening right now, but current version, because we're gonna be making fun of everybody. We're gonna be making fun of cops. I don't talk that much about 45. You know, it's not really my thing. Am I too loud? I feel like I'm too loud, right? I'm good? A little bit. All right, I'm popping. I'm always popping.
You on and popping.
Oh, here we go.
Check.
You sound
1
good.
to the
It's
2.
headphones. You sound good. You can keep going.
Yeah? Cool. We got Jay-Z doing the sound. Shout out to Jay Zabrik. Shout out to Skies Crescent Radio.
Shout out to Jay.
We love you, Jay-Z.
Yes. Check.
So,
Check,
we're going to
check.
start off introducing, but the prelude to introducing is also drinking.
Yeah.
'Cause that's how we're going to start the show. All right?
$1 million sponsorship.
Exactly. Wait. I didn't ask for their permission to post this. So,
Get it
right
cracked.
now we got, okay, can you see it? No. All right, Drew.
Yo.
I'm giving you a little dabbity dab of that.
Yeah.
How y'all doing? We're going to do a shot. You want a little blue in your shot? Or do you just want
Yeah,
straight?
yeah.
Okay. It's going to be a long
You-
conversation.
you-
Hydration to be good.
You
Jay,
know
what time
me.
we have
I'm
till
with it.
today?
Thank you.
6:20, 6:30.
It's really up to you. We're on your time.
6:30.
All right, and
6:30.
while we're talking about each other, let's just start off with Drew over here. It's not because he's white.
see
right over here.
that
Drew's
privilege?
right here.
By the way, I am white. If you can't tell.
And he's got to sit up so high too. What the fuck?
I know.
I'm
right?
up on my high horse.
We gotta
if
look
you
up
can't
to him.
tell.
my chair, man.
You gotta literally look up to him.
Man.
All his
All right, Drew.
flowers and shit. Wow, B.
Very tall.
Flowers.
Very tall over here.
Isn't that what happened in the Parliament fight?
joint,
Yeah. Flowers. All right, Drew, say a little something about yourself. So I
Well,
can
hello,
pour.
listeners of the world. I am Drew McConnell. I am a thespian and comedian. Occasionally I stand up, but right now I'm sitting down.
Bars.
I've known this motherfucker across from me the entire time I've been in the city since 2011, and he introduced me to most of the people I know. So I'm sorry to those people. But here we are enjoying a drink. That's pretty much all I got.
Cool. All right, we'll shoot to that.
Salute.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute, Jaden.
Yes.
Boozy News. All right, not yet. Not that twisted yet. All right, Mr. Hands.
Yes, sir. I go by Magnet Hands. I am Magneto in the flesh. Shout out to everybody in the room. I normally wear a helmet, but I'm not bringing that shit because it's 99 degrees
Yeah,
outside.
that's true.
So, I'm happy to be here with Boozy. Thank you for having me here.
All
And
right.
let's get it cracking. And y'all can find me, Magnet Hands, MAGNIT HANDZ.
Didn't you just win a competition recently? Or?
Yes, I won Supreme Bars back-to-back champion June and July. I'm going for the three-peat in August.
All right.
It's going to be difficult, but I'm
yeah,
excited.
I'm telling you, as soon as I put sign up now, even Stanley Borba, Captain Planet, all of a sudden wanted to sign up. Matt Shee came back. So they're all already submitting.
Okay,
I don't
that's good.
normally name drop until the very last day,
Right,
until
right.
Supreme Bar is about to happen. But yeah, we got some good producers coming in.
That's good. I love the
Might even get
competition.
P-Dot. Might get P-Dot 718.
Get P-Dot, man. It's
All
going
right.
to be crazy. Met him yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Shout out to P-Dot 718.
Shout out to him.
AD, Adrian from the Bronx. You have a question?
Yes, I do actually. You guys coming on Saturday? Nah. What's up? My name is Adrian from the Bronx. One half of the Train Walkers. Out here, and I'm a rapper, person, guy. Yeah, I'm out here, man.
Rapper person.
I'm feeling boozy already.
I'm a rapper person, not an
Yes.
MC.
Shout
I'm
out
a
to
rapper
everyone.
person.
I know you guys through Supreme Bars, and yeah.
Yeah, we did Supreme Bars a couple times.
Yeah,
A few.
All right, well, don't you have an event coming right up soon?
I do.
Okay.
All right, so this Saturday, July 27th at Pianos at 7 o'clock, we are going to be performing.
He
with
likes
a full
pounding
band.
on that table, huh?
Hiya.
Oh, wow.
The Train Walkers
Yeah,
are
put,
out
it,
here.
put it in front of the camera. Put it in front of the camera there.
The
Yeah.
Train Walkers, we're going to be
All right,
out here.
It's not exactly in front of the camera, but it's okay.
there, just the
He doesn't
cameras
know where
is-
the camera is. That's all good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to have a full band. We've been working hard and, come out, support, and just say what's up,
Cool. All right. Scar Man lives.
Legendary male porn star.
What?
That's why
Slaying box since '88. Um,
Okay.
that's my multiverse.
What's
So-
your porn name?
Porn name Super King Armor.
Super King Armor.
What else you gonna go by?
It
The
sounds like a
legend.
condom.
Legend.
Super King. It sounds like
Yo.
it sounds like the name of a condom,
Extra
right?
large
Super King
and
Armor.
Actually, if you go to his websites, he's
There's
selling
Durex,
Super King Armor
there's
condoms.
Magnum, and then there's Super King Armor.
Crazy.
You know, you're the second radio personality to say that to
Oh,
me, bro.
nice. I'm on my way.
So, it's me, Super King Armor, stand-up comedian, alas, Drew.
Mhm.
Currently thespian now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just started my first off-Broadway play.
When is that happening?
That happened at the Pit on July 15th, which was this past Monday. I had the honor of opening the show with my comrade in arms, Magnet Hands. You know what I mean? We opened up the show with a freestyle.
All right.
Then and we're back there again, August 19th at the Pit. It's
August 19th at the Pit.
Yep, that's a Monday
People's
night.
Improv Theater.
People's Improv Theater. That's on East 24th Street between Park and Lex.
Nice.
Rapper for the MC, rapper for the longest. You know what I mean? Working on the album right now. Next album, which is, yeah, we're going to do a lot with that one.
It's gonna be hard to follow with Gone is the Illusion, man, because that's a classic, man. That is
That's-
a classic. We've all heard it. We've all heard it more than once. We've all seen him perform it more than once.
Yeah,
With the Super King shirt off.
yeah. We're gonna go. Then the only way there is to go is up from there.
Nice.
So and also, as a lot of people currently know me right now as an illustrator, which is I just want to say real quick. I don't want to take a block because I could talk shit all day.
It's the Super King show.
It's a Super King show, right? So I'm very proud to say that because last night I didn't go outside at all.
Nice.
I was in the dungeon and I had a major breakthrough with Clip Studio Paint, the program that I bought to now take my art to the next level. And I was just ecstatic like a motherfucker last night of all
Nice.
the things that I was able to accomplish.
That deserves a celebration.
Yeah. Yes.
Why
More booze. So and also I'm dedicating this summer and going forward to officially starting my comic book company.
Nice. That
so-
deserves a celebration.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration, bitches. So I'm actually in the process of creating the business plan, and I'm working on the marketing plan right now. And then, once I get through all that stuff, then I'm going to officially launch the comic book company. And yeah, so I do a lot of different things. Oh, and the last thing I cannot forget, the creator and founder of Nocturnal Rhyme Sessions Cypher that happens every Thursday in Washington Square
Every
Park.
Thursday, nay rain, sleet, or snow.
Yeah. It's been pretty brutal lately with the rain, but we still make it out there and survive.
Nice.
And just just one last thing about that. This Thursday, at the end of this month, we will be at Anyone Comics doing the cipher. I always salute and support Demetrios, who runs Anyone Comics. He is about the community and about the people, and he spreads the word about independent artists and just shows so much love and gratitude towards us. So Anyone Comics, Union Street, Nostrand Ave, 3 train to Nostrand Ave, and it's right there. So more info to come.
All right. Wow. Shout out to Super King Armor. Wait,
Yes.
thespian, rapper,
Uh-huh.
comedian,
Uh-huh. Illustrator, entrepreneur.
All right.
It's gonna be like overflowing by the time.
All right. So now that we have 10 minutes left, you all want to give your outros?
Henny on ice.
You all want to give out your outros since we only have a couple minutes left? No, I'm kidding. All right. We do not have to shoot this because I put a lot of liquor in your cups this time. But if you want to shoot it, it's going to make the Boozy News even more interesting.
Oh man.
All right. Salud.
Salud.
Cheers.
Salud.
Oh, whoa. Oh, it's empty. It's empty. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get right to it. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. Especially AD for hitting me up last minute and telling me you wanted to come through. Yeah, shout outs. Nah, it's all good. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about what we came here to talk about. Besides ourselves, we're going to be able to talk more about that in the last 10 minutes because we get a lot of late people just tuning in and realizing that there's a live feed, so they listen for a couple minutes. Let's get those last couple minutes, people, at the end of the Boozy News, and we'll talk about our projects again. Right now, I want to talk about pollution, if that's cool. All right, now, it seems the only person who took notes was me and Magnet Hands, which means, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I feel like you didn't just write the article, you wrote your opinions down as well. So you know what? Since you wrote more than everyone else, can we talk about what's going on in central Madrid as far as the pollution ban?
Well, that was actually the one I had the least amount about.
Oh, wow, okay.
However, what I did write, I put it's important that we preserve the planet because we need to have a better quality of air to breathe.
Right.
If we're not breathing good air, we're not able to think, we're not able to do what we need to do. On top of that, if we have a bad planet, like, how are we going to, like, really uphold it, and how are we going to keep moving along?
Right.
You got diesel cars, you got different types of fuel cars. It's hurting everybody. But that's the least that I had about. And I also said the policy, I think it would help because it helps for kids in the future to be able to breathe better.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, the People's Party protested pollution ban. The People's Party protested pollution banning since 2010. There has been a ban on petrol and diesel cars in central Madrid. Now, we're talking about 2 miles within center Madrid. Now, the rule is you cannot drive in the city if your car emits like certain fuels.
Like fuels, yeah.
For instance, nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide is the actual chemical that harms your body, that harms the city in general. And also happening in London, Stockholm, Milan.
Right.
More governments have been taking control of emissions, of gas emissions coming out of cars. So basically, as of June 15th, the most recent governor, Jose Luis Martinez Almeida, says, you know what? I think cars can start driving around the city again. And thousands of Madridians, thousands of people in Madrid protested because he said, we're going to allow, I want to suspend this ban on pollution. And they went nuts. So when I gave everyone the story afterwards, he's like, okay, maybe I should just back up on this a little bit. But little by little, they're trying to suspend the ban. And we're definitely not going to do that here. Maybe in New York, maybe in San Francisco, maybe, just maybe. But right now it's happening in Madrid and, Stockholm and Milan and London. So little by little, we're starting to see people wanting the world to turn green. But when it comes to, I hate to say it, right-wing conservatives who do not see this as an issue, then we have to protest a little bit more. Yeah. Drew, AD, Super King.
No, I read that too. I thought it was a great idea that they basically cut out that center part of the city and said you can't drive in here if you have like a pro-pollution vehicle, I guess, one that produces like way more than other vehicles. And I think should like to see that in other cities because you could drop down the pollution extensively. But then you also have the backlash, which means that these companies are actually going to have to start producing cars that are safer for the environment.
Okay.
And that's where the emphasis needs to go.
That's where we're going to realize we can run on water eventually.
I mean, like...
And then we'll privatize water. Yeah. And then water will be expensive.
Exactly.
But it's not fossil fuel. Right? But it's not fossil fuels, though.
At least that's not destroying the planet.
Right. So. Do you think 80 pounds, which isn't that much of a difference in American dollars, also, do you think that's a pretty decent fine for someone who actually comes into the city and starts... No.
Well, what is parking? $120 for illegal parking in the city?
Right. That's this city. I'm talking about in Madrid.
I
don't know what parking fines are in Madrid.
That I don't know.
$80. Imagine someone with money.
Nobody wants to give up
80 pounds walking into driving into the city. I'm sorry, I meant to fine you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they have money, they're not going to matter anyway. Those fines are literally they just hold poor people down.
They should tow the cars. They shouldn't fine them.
That's why a lot of stuff happens. Yeah, it's like they should have. Yeah, if they basically put a boot on it, tow that bastard away, then you can't do it. But people they don't care. People pay the fine. That's why you see like dudes in these like cars flipping their Lamborghinis and stuff. They just go buy another Lamborghini, go back up, keep driving.
That's why the fine should be higher, but
Well, it should be a
still,
different kind of fine.
I don't think this ordinance should be like 2 miles. I think it should be like 10, maybe 10 miles, because it gives you enough time to actually realize what's it doesn't matter, because those with money anyway, government officials, cops are gonna look the other way, so it doesn't matter.
How high you think the fine should be?
200 pounds, 300 pounds, maybe
200, 300 pounds.
80 pounds is nothing.
Well, I thought that was the reason. One of the main reasons for the riots in France was the fact that they had like a diesel tax on older vehicles, and it was forcing people that live in the country to not be able to drive their vehicles because the tax increased, while new vehicles didn't have that same kind of tax on it, which led to that kind of like the rioting and the yellow vest that was going on there.
The rioting and the fighting and the wait, where?
In France.
France.
I thought that was kind of the basis, or one of the kindling to rioting was that tax that was really affecting like the poor outside of the city.
I know what you're talking about, and Macron's not really gonna do anything about it. Wait, maybe he did. No, that was going on for quite a few. That was a couple weeks
there was
already.
some crazy rioting going on in France.
So,
All right. So our solution. I know you have a solution that you wrote down here. Magnet hands.
Well, no, I didn't really have a solution, but from hearing you guys, I think the solution would be expanding the range on it. It shouldn't be just 2 miles. It should be further than that. And also higher fines, because, like you said, they're going to 80 pounds is
80
nothing.
pounds is nothing.
That's nothing. They're going to shit that,
Okay.
you know.
But as far as a pollution solution, can we fix that here in the city? Maybe try that out in the U.S.?
He was talking about that earlier.
Yeah, no, I would like to. They need to have that push. You need to have a push like that, and then you could make it for the people that get their older vehicles to transition into greener technology. You give them a tax break. That's how you work it out in some things. But like, it needs to be across the board. The producers of vehicles. It's California already has that. They have more strict rules on your vehicle. It has to pass emissions tests. I think New York does too. But these other states, I mean, you see it,
about it.
as a joke. It's just like smoke just billowing out of a vehicle and stuff, just driving around.
Just-
So
It's that Dave Chappelle video in slow motion. Just
No.
push him out
Sorry, I had to throw in another Dave Chappelle joke in there. All right. Well, I did have something else to say, but now I forgot. You know the beautiful thing about Drew, whether he's drinking or he's not drinking now. But he sounds the exact same,
exactly the same.
with the same cadence and tone. Like me, my words won't slur.
Yeah.
I feel like I already have a speech impediment called spoonerism. I know no one's ever heard of it, but it starts to kick in a little bit more. So like my syllables start to become crossed. It happens. If you have a long conversation with me and I'm passionate about what I'm talking about, it's gonna happen. You probably wouldn't even notice. Like I would say like Wanye Kess instead of Kanye West. I know it sucks. I've had it forever.
We just pretend like we don't hear.
Yeah,
You also get infected with playing pool.
I do get
That's
infected
true.
with playing pool. It makes me talk less too, so I don't have to have a.
I
speech
strangle people when I get too passionate.
Do you hear what I said, motherfucker?
I thought you were gonna say when you play pool. I just take the stick and just
Camel clutch, motherfucker.
Yo.
Tap! Tap! Tap!
wow. Moving along. Are we still
But
gonna
I
do
didn't
wellness
give
or
my
local?
input. I didn't give my input
You
on
were
the
quiet the whole
pollution.
time. All right.
No, give your
Pollution
input.
solution.
Just well, I mean, because I think like this dude comes in while the other politician that preceded him was all game for making the positive changes, and then he comes in being the
Newly elected
example,
official,
the example of like obviously the companies that want to push those kinds of vehicles and that kind of fuel are in his pocket. That's just pretty obvious. So I mean, to change those things again, I think that starts on the level of the people and the public. You just have to keep making noise until that changes, because those motherfuckers, they ain't changing shit. You could show them because
Yeah.
those
They don't have to change it; they have to.
right.
That should be on a T-shirt. Those motherfuckers, they ain't changing shit.
And the thing is that all those like the way they've done things is like for generations.
Yeah,
They've been doing that for so long that they see no reason to change until like to update or moderate and all of that. So power to the people, as always. That's the only way things ever get done.
Yeah.
Taking matters into your own hands.
Protests every week. If you see,
It's exhausting.
if you see the weekly rap down, there's literally a protest every week.
Mhm.
Usually the video starts with a protest or it ends in a protest. It's insane. AD,
Yo,
more important matters. What would be your porn name?
that's it. A D.
A
Not
D?
A D. It's
A D?
A D. Like,
Wow.
yo, what's up?
A
Yeah.
D.
That's what I'm dropping. All right.
Damn, I wish
A
I wish
gives
I
you
was
the
asked
D.
that. Yeah.
A D.
AD.
All right. We're
Natty
still talking
Hands, what
about
would be your porn name?
Oh, I got a
Shay
question.
Michaels.
Shay
Michaels.
Shay Michaels.
That's some legendary
Drew?
shit.
Yeah.
Same question.
I don't think I ever was given a porn name.
Given.
No, I
did
actually,
porn, but they never
I
gave me
had
a name.
a nickname.
Never gave me a name.
Somebody called me Dinosaur Dink once.
Dink?
Dinosaur Dink.
I like Dinosaur D could have been better, but Dinosaur Dink?
Yeah, I didn't get to choose that name. Someone bestowed that upon me. So it's
Mom,
like,
Hal, if you're all
okay,
watching.
that's a weird one. All right,
I apologize,
like
mother
reptophilia
and
type
father.
shit. I don't know what that came from.
Sorry, Mom and Hal, if y'all watching.
I actually have a question. I've been meaning to ask this because I
My
recently-
porn name would be The Muddler. Because I'm a bartender. And if you think about how muddling goes.
So check this out, right?
Oh,
So I came across this question.
I was just waiting for someone to ask me.
like, what's a no, and what's a hard no
When it comes to.
when it comes to freak shit?
Oh shit.
Like
Okay.
like a no would be like we can negotiate. I might not like it, but we
71
can
million
negotiate.
refugees out in the world. Oh, well, okay.
We'll get. I mean,
All right, what's a hard no with freak?
what's a no, which is negotiable,
Mom,
And
turn
what's-
this off right now if you're listening.
and what's a hard no? That's
Mom,
like
pause.
Mom, turn it up.
Whoa, that's
Christ.
freaky, man. I don't. There's no for me because I've done everything already. I'm sorry. I know everyone says that, but I've done some things I wasn't proud of.
And then I did them 4 or 5 more times.
I believe
I'm
it.
still not proud of it, but I
And then I
did
woke
it.
up
that
like-
experience. Level up.
like a role playing game.
Why? What's a no? What's a hard no for you? Well, you said no and hard no.
And then like what's negotiable, and then which is a no. Like okay, I might not like this, but I'll give it a try. And then the hard no, which is like there's no way in fucking hell that's happening. Or I'm gonna shoot your motherfucking ass.
Wait, you talking about one other partner or the person that you're interested in?
Whatever.
Or do you like
whatever.
walk into a room and you just start to decide what's what? Like,
whatever the situation? Whatever the situation.
I mean, it really depends on the situation. It's
Like-
very rare
like
to
I
walk
was
into a
like,
room.
I'm
Like,
good
okay, so
interpretation.
I'll tell you for me, like I've run into a few females lately that are into pegging.
Okay, you never pegged?
I will no get the fuck out. It's not happening. Bro.
That's the hard
Get
no.
fuck
There's
outta
the
here.
hard no.
That's the hard no. Looks like we're never talking, bitch. Bitch.
Pegging.
man.
Anyway, so
But let's move on. Let's move on. This is really
I
important.
think we're all quiet now. We're all like, we're all like
Oh, no one else was
Did I
answering.
did I weird? Did I
No one
weird
else
out-
was
did
answering.
I weird out the
there
room
for a
again?
second. No, you didn't. That's those who've
Nah.
done it don't want to say if they do. Like,
I'm not mad at. See, I'm not a hater, bro. I'm not a hater, bro. Me and Deshae, me and Magnet talked about this. Because I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Because I want to get to the refugees thing. That's very important. I read that thing, and I think shit really made me
Yeah.
fucking angry, bro.
Yeah, word.
So the thing about it is that I had a homie who like asked me to come over, but one of his chicks was there, and you didn't. I'm not gonna go into detail.
Yeah.
One of his chicks was there, and when I came into the spot, you could tell they was fucking, right?
oh, you can smell it.
Not
like
smell
in
it,
Boy- like in
not
Boys in
smell
the
it,
Hood?
not smell it.
Like in
Not
Boys in the Hood, you can smell this. They can smell the sex in there.
like I've smelled sex before. It's not a pretty smell, but unless you're involved in it.
Yeah, word.
Shout out to Funkadelic.
That was Nash.
Shout out to Lantern. Anyway.
Oh, inside jokes. I love them all.
So what I'm saying is that so the whole thing is about not being a hater, right? So my man's, I could tell, like you could feel the energy in a room. You know, people was fucking.
Yeah.
So did you leave or did you stay?
That's exactly what I did. I fucking left. I say
Right.
because we had like 30 more minutes before we had to do what we came to do, some business shit. And I seen like when you catch somebody doing something wrong and they try to like start a conversation, but they can't really go into a conversation because they still in the midst of like, damn, I think they caught me fucking up. So I took my shit. I said, yo, I gotta run an errand real quick. I forgot to do something. I'll be back.
Okay.
I didn't acknowledge shit.
Handle your business.
I'm not saying none of that. So when I leave, oh shit, we got like another 20 minutes fin fucking. So, you know what I'm saying? Handle your business. I'm not a hater, bro. I support the homies, man. There's a lot of hating ass niggas out here, but I ain't gonna say no names. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't one of them, nigga. And that just doesn't go for the men.
We just got a complaint from the FCC.
I have like a lot of female friends that be getting it in. I'm like, yo, I'm not a hater, man. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your life.
Yeah, Do you?
Out of here.
Chase it down.
Re-up the Gatorade. Is that what you trying to do?
There's a lot of bums out here, man. A lot of bums.
Shout out to the bums.
A lot of bums.
AD,
Let your peoples live,
Not a
man.
bum?
I'm empty.
You're empty.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Oh, okay. I'm empty.
MT. AD.
Let your peoples live, man. And that goes for the men and
Wait,
the
AD,
women.
is that why you're quiet right now? Because
I'm listening. I'm listening, bro.
you've been couple sheets.
I've had to Google like what pegging was, and I was like, okay, all right, let me listen to the
Oh.
stories. So I'm observing right now.
Grown shit.
You know.
Pegging is that game that you play over in IHOP, you know, from one peg
Yeah.
to another.
Okay.
Yeah.
They shut that IHOP down.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. Fuck you, Roberto, for getting me drunk this early. Goddamn it.
No, that's because of
Shit.
Boozy. Bugle.
Beauty.
Because in
Beast.
Boozy News, we used to drink, and we'd have great conversations. And at the end, we're like, all right, done with that. Go to the bar. No! Drink early. Tell the truth.
Word.
Tell your truth on whatever we talk about in, porn names. All right, so let's talk about the census that was taken in 2018 when the world finally realized that there are 71 million displaced. I want to say people. I don't want to say refugees. I don't want to say immigrants or asylum seekers.
People.
Because there's a difference between all three definitions.
Right.
Yes, please set it off. When we
Humans.
found out there was 71 million people without homes. Displaced. That's all I can say.
It makes you take a perspective that your life isn't so bad when you find out that people are like literally on a life-preserving jacket trying to get across the Rio Grande to get to Texas for sanctuary because
71
To
million.
live.
71 million.
New York is what,
million.
8.5
Ridiculous.
million?
Yes.
Imagine
Almost
New
9.
York multiplied by 9.
Yeah.
That's how many people don't have homes right now.
And that's going on right now. And it makes me think of a bunch of different things revolving around that. Like, it makes me think about all the kids that are in these camps right now that have been issued by like Trump and
cages.
ICE and everything. And yeah, it's just so I always think of like that movie Lord of War with Nicolas
man.
Cage, and I think that things like that, I'm the type of guy, I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm never thinking there's a sunny side to everything. I'm always
Right.
like, fuck this. There's something else going on. And boom, it usually happens. So my thing is that I feel like there are people with the agenda of creating new enemies for America.
Yeah.
And so by causing all these atrocities to happen to these people that are seeking asylum or that have been living here in this country and are just now randomly told to get out, separating children from families, you're fostering hate.
Mm-hmm.
You're breeding a certain kind of negative energy that's going to grow in these people. And that's going to turn them into either revolutionaries, whatever have it, and it starts. It's a trickle down.
You're fostering hate by those affected, is what you're saying, or by those who just see it from the comfort of their homes, watching the news and realizing that people can just be kicked out of the country at any given moment.
By those who are being affected directly by it.
Okay.
More so. I think it's more like with people who are watching, it's more voyeurism because you can easily dismiss it.
change the channel.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you don't have to. You're not living in that experience.
We are in New York. I'm pretty sure we all know one person, more people, who give you the bad news that their visa's expiring, or they're about to get deported, or
Or want to marry you.
or want to marry you,
Right.
which
Mhm.
I ended up doing. But yeah,
And so the point that I'm trying to make, because I've been homeless before, and I know what it's like to feel like you're separated from the rest of the world, and no one cares about your situation.
wow, I had no idea, man.
So I mean, it's in the illustration book. It's in the intro.
Somebody didn't read it.
I did read it.
So the thing about that is that, like, there's a piece of me that can relate to what those people are going through, even though it's I was born and raised here, so I have the citizenship I have here. I'm in a completely different plane than those people are, but like it makes you resent people after a while. You're ignored. You're going down this very dark road of isolation, and you feel like no one gives a fuck about you. Just to close, because there's other people here that want to talk. Yeah, I just feel like it's a very bad situation that could be remedied. Oh, and the last thing that I wanted to say, it's strange that you brought this up, because I was just watching one of my favorite shows called Adam Ruins Everything.
Adam Conover, shout out.
And he did a show on Mexico and how Mexico was so much larger than it was when you think about California
Oh yeah.
and all the other states that were a part of it. And then for United States to come in, take that, and then tell Mexicans, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We don't want you here. Right. Go back to where you came from. But then, wait a second. I'm actually where I came from, but
Yeah.
you took it over. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? Right. And so
They
this
have
is
no right of return.
Right.
Basically.
It's
In
and
their
then-
own country.
this is like a recurring theme, and that number of Mexicans that was kicked out was like 7 million over a certain amount of time. So it's like there's a recurring, the pain
Motif, yeah.
pain in this country is cyclical, and then you have to realize that this country is more of a business, and so everyone finds some way to profit off of pain.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's my piece, because I could go on a whole diatribe
No,
about
it's all
that.
good. We love it. Hey, we're listening. Everyone's listening. We're all tuned in. AD, El Salvador,
Oh man.
any input you want to give at all about the reason why a lot of folks are seeking asylum here anyway when they leave their countries? Or
I mean, my mom and dad, they came here from Ecuador. You know,
Ecuador.
they-
I said El Salvador.
they took the, legit, I guess, they did the paperwork and all that stuff. They didn't have to cross any borders and stuff. And, like, my heart goes out to, everyone that's going through the stuff, and they're trying to better their lives, And I was actually in the shelter also, man, when I was in high school. So I feel you, bro. Like, going through that process sucks, especially, like, as a young kid in high school, like, like, they don't know that I'm homeless, that I have to go and I have to be in shelter. I have to have a curfew.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that shit. But I had to keep it to myself. And, like you said, like, there's kids growing up like that.
Mhm.
So, for all we know, like, they feel like, resentful towards everyone else. So,
Wow.
it's a lot of stuff going out there. And this, 45, as you call him, he just doesn't care.
You can
So-
say his name. I mean, it's not like Lord Voldemort. Right?
Okay. Well,
He that
Voldemort
shall not be
is-
He that shall not be presidential.
He who has no porn name.
I thought it was like Tiny Hands or Golden Shower. Wasn't that his porn name?
No, he dates porn stars. but
Whoever
he's not
this
a
guy
porn
is.
star.
That
Yeah,
be
man,
in the
he's making it
intros.
harder right now. And shout out to my representative up in the BX, AOC, fighting against him.
Nice.
So we're out here. We're trying to better our lives.
Good.
Yeah, but if you do that to people, you take people that have only known this country, and then you tell them they don't belong. That's how you radicalize people.
Yeah.
That's literally how it happens. That's when you ask people, it's like, oh, why did they do that shooting? Why did this or that? It's like, well, because you allowed them to be radicalized. You didn't allow them into your community. They were here the whole time, and then you're like, no, we don't want you here, by someone who is not originally from here.
Word.
So, yeah.
That's sad. Lastly, in this subject, is there a solution? What do you believe the solution is? Because in Boozy News, we could complain and rave and rant like most people do in their podcasts or their talk shows, but is there a solution to this?
I feel like if the governments want to make a solution, because it's clear that they were showing that it was the Taruja border, I believe it was, and the Libyan Coast Guard is the go-to border force.
Thousands
for the
of
UN.
detainees over in Libya, in Tripoli.
So there's 28 governments that the EU cannot get to back them to at least open their countries to let the people in. That is genocidal hate beyond what I can imagine.
Right.
We going back to World War II, Hitler and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not right. If they want to open it up, which would only help their economies, is more jobs, it's more way for
like Canada. Canada's like, just give us everybody. Like, just bring them over here.
Right.
They got a lot of land and not a lot of people, so
like also
they need people.
So does Russia.
They got Turkey, Pakistan, and Uganda taking in refugees.
Yeah, they're taking in everybody. Those are
Germany
top
is
three.
even taking in refugees.
But they were like fifth
They
on
were
the list.
fifth on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the United States is going down to
We're
that
not-
thing where Trump was discussing 0 immigrants.
Well, he's completely old world white man xenophobic,
But yet still
agoraphobic.
thinking his dad was born in Germany.
Yeah.
So the solution is for more countries to be able to take in.
Yeah.
It's smart. It's
Well,
true.
to exemplify the words of the Ellis Island, bring us your poor,
Right.
bring us your
Tired and
downtrodden. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
those things aren't just part of like a Captain America comic book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was actually a real thing. So
Wasn't that
You
the
know?
American way?
that was supposed to be the
You know?
American
Yeah,
way.
that was
greatest
the American way.
generation type shit.
I feel like
so,
you know about comics just
Yeah, I don't.
based on your shirt.
I don't know where that idea came from.
Where
Any
does it
idea
come
how we
from?
know
So
about
let's get a little
comics?
bit. Let's talk a little bit more local here. Let's talk about Philadelphia. Now, what's going on in Philadelphia? 13 Philadelphian officers are to be fired, if not already, for racist and violent posts on social media, especially Facebook. We're talking 13 out of 328 that have been under scrutiny for a very long time. We're talking.
Ain't that the turtle power level?
We're
percentage?
talking
Dragon
a
Ball?
collective almost 3,000 posts online regarding hate from people who are supposed to uphold the law.
Yep.
Now, we're
What a
talking
surprise.
posts that say death to Islam, calling black people thugs. Thoughts? This has been a 2-year research, by the way, from a group called the Plain View Project.
Right.
And they've been inspecting cops from New York, Philly, Arizona, Florida, you name it. And they are trying to improve the current status of things. I can be all topographical and political all I want. I'm not going to talk about 45 at all. That's just not my thing because everyone else already talks about them anyway. But now we're getting a little bit more municipal than gubernatorial. We're just basically going to talk about how the people who uphold law, people who see us right in front of their faces, not the people in D.C., can look at us as animals and imagine us as being animals and then post online that we're animals and still have a job.
Yeah, they should not.
So the Plainview Project has
Definitely not.
they've helped the mayor in Philly. They basically said, okay, this is happening. Here's the data. Mayor says, okay, at least 13. Like 13. It's only 13, but
Yeah.
it's a start. 13
Yeah.
cops are to be fired over racist posts on Facebook.
I mean, their whole. When I read the article, I wasn't surprised at all. I kind of laughed at it. I did laugh at it.
I
You
love
could-
Philly, but you get that bad reputation, like the Starbucks situation was in
Yeah.
Philly.
Yep.
Yeah,
What's going on?
and Philly is a cool place to be. Like you
Damn
feel
cool place to be. I love
Yeah.
Philly.
you feel very welcomed when you go there. You don't feel any type of and from everybody, you feel welcome from everybody being over there. But I mean, law enforcement. That to me is the epitome of law enforcement. Unfortunately, is radical viewpoints. And then wasn't there like there was like an article that was posted about from the FBI saying how many white nationalist groups have infiltrated law
Police departments,
enforcement
yeah.
on the very local level. So you have these hate groups that have been in the country prior to this current president's election that have been, their racism has been passed down to them generationally like money does. And, they're pissed off at things like civil rights or integration. So their other way of attacking is to infiltrate these systems that are meant to protect people within these communities. So this type of thing, and also Magna Hands brought up a very interesting point, saying that there's also the point that maybe those people don't want to be on their jobs, so they're gonna do whatever it takes to get off their jobs.
I don't think they were all white. Also, to be honest,
yeah, I believe that because I've known plenty of black people to be very adamant against anybody who is Islam, be very Islamophobic, homophobic, all of that. So that definitely wouldn't shock me in any way.
That's a darker aspect of assimilation.
Absolutely,
when you move into a culture. That happens with a lot of I've seen, because I always wondered why people that don't fit the Caucasian mold are really, really anti-immigrants. And I guess it's because they're here, and they don't want anyone else to get here. But it's it's a part of assimilation. You go into the culture, and they're talking shit about immigrants.
Yeah.
You want to assimilate, you talk shit about immigrants.
Yeah, that's what happened with.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's what happened with me. I used to be in the Air Force for 8 years, loading bombs on F-16 planes and all that. So the culture of being in there, it was same. Death to Islam. Let's kill all these guys. I went to Iraq twice.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And luckily, here in front of you guys, the mentality to just okay, we gonna fight this war. We don't know what it's for. And you just okay, fuck them. You don't understand what their religion is. You don't understand who they are as a people.
Right.
But you're just saying, okay, because we're in the military and we're dropping bombs, fuck them. And that's what it is. That's not humane at all.
Yeah, that was interesting, but right before Obama got elected, the FBI had said that they had been quietly watching these neo-Nazis and these white supremacist groups basically kind of pitch to their members to infiltrate the army, to infiltrate police departments, and were in them. And then the bigger push came when Obama was elected, because they're look what's happening, da-da-da-da, and they made it a big deal. And then, for some reason, this distinct group got shut down from reporting on this. And then for, the last 10 years or whatever, these white supremacist groups have literally been able to just kind of just go about their own thing, do whatever the fuck they want, and there's really no push against it. Because once, after 9/11, everything got pushed. It's all terrorists are Muslim, da-da-da, and that became a thing. Right. Well, if you look at, majority of the mass shootings in the country, it's not exactly that. The demographics aren't the same. When it comes to, that type of, political ideology, those motherfuckers look like me.
Yeah.
And they're spouting white supremacist ideals. Even if they're not white supremacists, like that Cesar Sayoc guy, he was, Native American and Mexican, spouting fucking white supremacist ideals, simulation type shit. So for me, it's kind of crazy to think about. It's that's how much people want to fit into this country, that they'll literally hate themselves and go on mass shootings and shit.
You know what that makes me think about, because prior to this, to Donald Trump's being elected into office, there was an article about Christianity being phased out in this country. And that Christianity is on the edge of being phased out from all these different groups, minorities and what have you.
Yeah.
And that there will be a greater push from these nationalist groups, because they realize, in their eyes, we're losing our country, right?
They're disappearing.
Because
White genocide!
because the sandbox is now beige than a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
So
They forgot our life started in Africa.
So you have the aspect, but that doesn't eliminate what you just said, is that regardless of the religion being pushed out or skin color changing in this country, that doesn't change idealism. That doesn't change fundamentalism. And that, people can still hold on to ideals that don't necessarily agree with them. Like the Dave Chappelle skit with the blind kook black man
white supremacist.
who was a-
First episode.
I was gonna bring it up,
First episode.
but it got a little too serious, so I couldn't bring that up yet.
yeah.
We gotta
But
lighten
nah,
the mood.
that's-
We can bring it up.
That's real. I mean, the essence of all humor is
That was like the
real
best
shit.
metaphor in the Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The blind.
He's too important to
black
the movement.
Klansman.
Yep.
yeah. So I mean, like, regardless of these things changing, that doesn't mean that you could kill a man, but you can't kill idealism. Those you can
Yeah.
still read about it in books. Those things, how long has Hitler been dead, and there's still Nazis in Germany? There's still Nazis
What's
in this
crazy
country.
is
in
people
America.
justify what would be like a terrorist flag. Like if you wave a Confederate flag, that is a terrorist flag to the nation of America.
That shit
really.
should- that shit
And then
should
you
be
literally are
abolished.
trying to combine those, and I'm like, you can't combine things that are anti the same thing in one. You can't Paul Ryan it, I guess. But it's just weird to me. Like they do that, and they're like, I'm an American, da da da. And I was like, well, no, either you're an American or you're Confederate, because those things don't infuse together. It'd be like a Jewish Nazi. It's like that is. Are you gonna kill yourself later? I don't understand. It's like those
I
are
mean,
two
just
conflicting
describe
things.
Hitler.
That is a stretch.
Like
Exactly.
they lost.
That-
They straight up lost. You still got the flag. That shit is bogus, man.
Why you keep waving your participation trophy in my face?
That shit is
Your
bogus.
second place.
You know what I'm saying?
Get over it.
You know what's funny though?
I love that segue.
I'm just saying though, like we're doing Boozy news, and if you really think about it, all the world leaders who lost, they were not drinkers. I hate to say it, but Ulysses S. Grant, who headed the Union, he was a heavy drinker. And Robert E. Lee from the South, he was not a drinker at all.
Right.
Winston Churchill, heavy drinker,
Right.
and won against Hitler, who was not a drinker at all.
But you know,
Are
since
we
since-
advocating
I
alcoholism?
think
Is
I
it-
am, though. I think I
On
am.
that note, can I get a
Yeah,
On
you know
that
what?
note,
but you
We're
know,
making winners today.
but you know, it's
Thank you,
interesting. Winston Churchill is one of the most charismatic men of all
I
time.
love Winston Churchill. What's your favorite Winston Churchill line?
There's aspects of Winston Churchill that I despise
Oh,
because if you're Indian,
yeah, if you're
You
Indian,
have
you're
a
not really on
big-
his like
yeah.
list.
Right.
You have a
the
big
famines
issue
they
with-
caused.
yeah.
Yeah, so.
So I guess
I
we're not
mean-
going to talk about Winston Churchill.
I mean, we could
quotes.
talk about him.
We could talk about him.
There's a lot of rap artists that I don't like that are charismatic as fuck, and I will listen to that music all fucking day. But you know, I mean, and yes, I compared a rap artist to fucking a politician because rap artists are just as powerful as politicians. Because just because you don't have the money doesn't mean you can't control people's minds with your voice. But yeah, Winston Churchill is a dick, but hey, man,
He is a dick.
He beat those Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working well. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's on my Facebook timeline. My favorite quote from Winston Churchill ever is, the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity while the optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. That's like, that held with me like the rest of my life. And I'm like, it's very rare that I'm that negative Nancy, you know?
You're the one
Like-
of the most positive people I've ever met in my
'Cause
entire
there's
life.
there's no,
You're like
there's-
a Dominican Tony Starks.
I am Iron Man. I'm inevitable. I'm Iron Man. No,
You're
Brendan.
unpleasantly
No,
positive.
there's another quote. There's another quote. Not Winston Churchill, but Brendan Gill, amazing like author, writer, poet. He said, "There is no proof of evidence that exists in the world that says life is supposed to be serious." And ever since I read that when I was a kid, I was like, "That's really rare for me. I cannot be that serious." I've had my serious moments, but I just can't be because everyone's serious all the time, especially online, especially on Facebook. There's a lot of
Seriously?
anger and hatred. So
Don't it get tiring?
it gets tiring.
Like-
No, what, me not being serious?
being
Or-
serious.
Being serious, it
Right.
sure does. It takes a lot of energy.
Right.
Not being serious
gotta have a
doesn't
sense of
take that
humor.
much energy.
doesn't, right.
And people get mad at me sometimes when I'm not serious, but honestly, me not being serious doesn't mean like I'm always in a playful mood.
Right.
It just means I'm not going to take in as much drama as most people take in.
Right.
I can't.
Right.
I'm just, no.
No, I
Drama
feel the
free.
same way.
Well, I'm a brooding dark motherfucker. So sometimes I need to just.
We
sit
know
in the-
that about you. That's what we love about you.
I need
Yes,
to
we
sit
read
in
the book.
I need to sit in the corner
You
by
make sure
myself
the spectrum
sometimes.
is there. If all
With
of
the
us were not
shades
serious,
closed.
it wouldn't be right if all of us were not serious because someone has to be like, you guys, take a step back.
Seriously.
You
But
figure
you're
out what's
right.
Going on.
You're absolutely right. It does take a lot of energy to be negative.
Serious and
Yeah.
negative and
But that's also addictive, though.
angry all
Yeah,
the
it
time.
is.
It's
Hate
addictive.
is addictive. I think
Coming
in
from
these groups that hate,
that
you know?
side, like you. we
Humans
had
in general,
conversations like that.
humans in general
You
are
know?
more prone to negative things. That's why when we see the news, we want to see, not that we want to, but they'll show us things because they'll show us negative news
Right.
because they know we're going to tune in.
Well, because it gets locked in our brains and
It gets locked in our brains. We're watching
Reverberate.
reality, quote unquote, reality shows
That should
because
be
there's always
hurting my
drama
brain, man.
in the reality shows.
Same.
The English language alone has more words that are negative than actually positive words.
Yeah.
There's been a study on that as well. And with that being said, it's not time to go yet, but just one more article. Is that okay?
Yes,
Let's talk
sir.
about
Do
just
it.
one more thing.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk about San Francisco, as progressive as they are. Sometimes they take things too far.
San Francisco.
Like San Francisco, I wouldn't say they take things too far. I'm just saying sometimes there are certain things to think about. Certain things to think about. And there are so many issues out there. And San Francisco's like, we want no fur. Boom, done.
Yeah.
And then no plastic. Boom, which I love. No plastic straws. Boom, done. And Seattle and New York and everyone else started to follow. And then what else? No fur, no plastic.
No fur, no.
Was it bubble gum in San Francisco?
Bubble gum flavored.
No flavored bubble gum.
What?
No,
Yeah.
it's
the-
flavored
for the-
jewel
for the
pods.
yeah,
No,
the
that's
jewel
the
thing.
headline. But I'm trying to like
Because they're
there were
pitching
other
at the
cities.
kids.
No, there were a couple other cities that
So same
wanted
thing
to
as,
ban
like,
the
Camel
sale
Joe
of,
cigarettes.
They were trying to. Yes.
yeah, and fruit
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah, it was fruit punch and bubble gum.
Well, those are the flavors
Yep.
of jewel pods that they try to pitch to kids to get them to smoke.
Yeah.
So they're not FDA approved, and that's what San Francisco is pissed about. A lot of cigarettes in general, they're just not FDA approved. And if they were, maybe they would allow more of the selling of, e-cigs. But San Francisco is now banning e-cigs in the entire city.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Juul's headquarters is in San
It's in San
Francisco.
Francisco.
It's a big fuck you to them.
Oh, so someone got beef.
Right,
Yeah,
and they're trying to
absolutely.
kick out
Absolutely.
Juul. They're trying to kick Juul's headquarters out of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Now the funny part
I didn't know
is
that. That's
Juul
crazy.
came back. Juul clapped
Yeah,
back.
they did. They definitely
Oh yeah,
did.
go ahead. You know what? Magnet hands, it's on you.
All right, so basically, like, they got a petition. So they have this petition with signatures. So in November, they can fight it back. So adult smokers, they like, if we don't sell these e-pods or whatever, they're going to go back to deadly cigarettes.
Right.
So are you going to
That's what Juul's argument was.
Right, that's what their argument was. They like, are you going to deny them the right to go from something safer to something more deadlier?
But that's them also admitting that what they have is deadly. They were like,
They would have to have
Right,
the
they
FDA
told-
they're
they
approve
told
that
on
it's
themselves.
safer.
They're
Rap,
admitting.
rap snitch knishes. They told on themselves.
You gotta say that.
It's like it ripped off and like, this drug dealer sold me the wrong drugs, officer.
But Juul's like, hey, all right, fine. Juul's like, all right, fine. But they're gonna go into something deadlier. Not deadlier.
Deadlier.
A gateway
they said.
drug.
That's an adjective.
Like actual cigarettes. That's Juul admitting that Juul,
And they-
you don't fucked up.
Right, right.
Hey, and you know what's funny? The whole time you're mentioning Jewel, I'm thinking about the fucking singer. Right? I'm like, Jewel, what the fuck? What are you doing?
Deadly in her old
They're
age.
trying to kick Juul out of San Francisco because she was smoking an e-cigarette.
She was sleeping in the back of a car at one point. Come on, man, leave her alone.
Miley Cyrus is getting booted out of New York.
Oh, that's a plus.
Juul,
I'll help.
now we're just doing fake news at this point. But yeah, California is on. They had this whole promo last year about the banning of fur products, plastic straws.
The
And
one thing that bothers me about the plastic straw thing is as long as you can have it for medical use, because the big pushback against that was there's
Plastic straws.
certain people that have seizures and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And so if there's no real viable option besides plastic, like a lot of the other brands like hemp or whatever, after a certain temperature, they just like fall apart.
metal straws. People
Well,
are doing
but
metal
if
straws.
you're having seizures, you can't fuck with a metal straw, dude. It's going to like gouge your eyes out. So that's what I'm saying. For medical reasons, those medical institutions should be
bendable
able
metal straws,
the same thing, man. It's metal.
flexible metal.
If
straws,
I'm having a seizure and I got some metal shit in my mouth,
pliable metal
or like
straws.
stabbing my eyes.
That's like why now when I watch Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, they actually have a warning.
Oh,
for-
yeah, that's
seizures?
right.
For
That's
people,
right.
they had to do this for Pokemon decades ago.
It was an
Because-
episode.
Didn't the Simpsons
Hey,
call that
The
a
flashing
long
lights.
time ago when they went to Japan? They started watching those anime and they started like going to seizures every
Did
time
they?
they saw it. Yeah,
Oh,
I
shit.
guess.
when Homer found out that a light bulb company and a fish company was like the same thing, he saw his logo. You didn't see? No, okay.
I
all
didn't
right.
see that.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
you
saw
guys
his
know the
logo. They
Simpsons
were
are
like, they
time
have a logo
travelers,
with my
right?
face on it, and they realized it was a coincidence when it was like a light bulb and a fish company
Doc
or something.
Brown.
Like that. Yeah, I forgot what it was.
That's wild. That's wild.
They've predicted the future.
But yeah,
numerous
Simpsons
times.
called it. They were like, they all got into seizures every time they saw like an anime. And now they're doing label. It was like 15, 20
Yeah,
years ago.
they say that if it's like a certain type of seizure that's exacerbated
Epileptic.
by
I think.
Yeah, I think
but it's one that's it's epileptic, but it's one specifically for bright colors and like fluctuating.
That's
It's
why
anime based.
That's why in the
Yeah.
new Stranger Things season, there's always a warning before or during while you're watching it, saying like, you know, if you are like
Saying
light
it will ruin
sensitive-
your childhood.
Yeah. There's a warning in Stranger Things saying, you know, watch Goonies after this and see what's better. No, seriously, there's from the very beginning. Has anyone watched Stranger Things this season?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the first
See,
season
I'm
of
talking
Stranger
about the beginning of
Things.
this first season. I didn't know what they
I
were
haven't
talking
seen
about
any
until
of
they showed the
Me neither.
machine.
Like,
And you saw how the camera panned through the machine when the light goes through it
Yeah.
all the way to the like that was bright as hell even for me late at night watching the show.
Like,
I'm
I
like
seen the
imagine
whole
people
season
with
on my
confusion.
Because you
phone, so
was drunk, nigga.
I wasn't drunk. I wasn't drunk. Yo, shut his mic off. Shut his mic off.
He was wearing them shades when he was watching.
Which one of these is his mic?
That boy is such oh shit.
I'm just like
all the lights.
All the lights.
watch Jessica Jones. Fuck this.
oh shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so so San Francisco's gonna ban photosensitivity. No, I'm kidding. What do you think is the next step for San Francisco as far as what they might ban next? As far as
Well, they don't
because
have
they're
a
very
problem.
progressive.
They don't have a problem with Google and its tech.
Yeah.
With the way that it's doing its neighborhoods, but I mean that's an economic level, so you making bread, so you're not gonna fuck that up.
I don't think
But-
Joel and Google can be even in the same
They need
category.
Right. That's
got something they need to
wishful thinking.
When he finished.
And then there's like an epic problem of homelessness in San
Yeah.
Francisco too. Before even Google coming in, San Francisco has been like a rival of Times Square and so what's the point I'm trying to get to? Goddamn fucking coconut rum.
Take a
That's
shot
why
for
we
that.
do this. That's why we do this.
So
Shit.
the
It's like the Hot Wings challenge, but with alcohol.
Alcohol.
The drunk
But-
things challenge.
But the thing like with San Francisco, because I'm very weird about like e-cigs and like weed and stuff like that. Because
You've seen those explosion videos where they
Yeah.
explode in your pocket, they explode in your face.
Oh, like the phones?
The e-cigs actually explode. Those
So why we using them? They need
Like
to ban
melts in
all
your
them
mouth,
shits.
not in your
they're
hand.
addicted. It can explode in your face like an old, like
a porno.
Like Shay Michaels on a good night.
I was gonna say like the Marx Brothers.
You've been saving up.
I would be way too old to mention the Marx Brothers.
Hey, girl.
Nah, I really didn't know they exploded in your pocket like
You gotta
that.
see the videos. It's
That is
insane. There are so many
crazy.
videos of like exploding in people's like pockets or in their
Pants
face.
catching
They
fire
better
and
off
stuff.
smoking weed instead
the
of
bus.
e-cigarettes. Like,
Anyway,
Uh,
so you did it. You were gonna.
no, the only thing I was going to say what they need to ban is MD 2020 because the last time I was out there, my boy, shout out to my boy, he on Hugo. I don't know if he's watching. my Pinoy brother.
It's gonna stay on Facebook, so we could always watch later.
My Pinoy brother, we was walking around, and we was drinking
Pinoid.
Pinoy. That's
Not the same thing.
Oh, Pinoy. I thought you said
P-I-N-O.
Pinoid.
No.
Why?
Oh,
That was
Pinot
another
Grillo.
inside joke happening
Right,
over
right.
here.
Pinot Grillo.
Right. So
Pinot
Pinot Grigio.
Pinot. Pinot and Pinot.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I said it wrong. Thank you for
No,
correcting me.
Pinot is male, Pinot female. You're right.
Got it.
You're totally right.
So like we going around looking for club to chill at and shit, and we drinking this MD 2020, and I'm like, yo, this is probably one of the worst things I've ever had.
MD 2020.
Yeah,
Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog 2020.
that joint was gross.
Yeah.
That shit is like equivalent to Steel Reserve and King Cobra.
Wait, so Four
What is it?
Loco,
And Kool-Aid form.
Four Loco over MD 2020? Or?
Nah. Four Loco need to die.
Yeah.
I would do MD 2020, then Four Loco.
What
Surprisingly.
about Cobra?
Go
You might as well do St. Ides. You gonna do Cobra?
I think Cobra
Yeah, but
could
Cobra's
fight AIDS.
deadly.
Yeah, it
Cobra's
is.
deadly.
Cobra
It
could
is.
kill AIDS.
Cobra tastes. Cobra tastes like metal bananas, man.
And Steel Reserve. Steel Reserve
that,
and
man.
Cobra is for Vietnam
Yeah,
veterans.
seriously.
That's not for anybody
Yo.
else.
Take a
For
whole bunch
real.
of pencils and put them in a banana and take a bite out of that.
Oh
And
God.
that's exactly what
Yup.
Steel Reserve and Cobra taste
Yup.
like.
Absolutely.
And it was only 50 cents back in the day too. Now, well, it's up 75 cents $1 now.
I think it's like
Inflationary
$1.
times.
Yeah.
You get a big Cobra for $1.
That's all shit.
Keep us dying, man. Keep us dying slowly.
Word.
All right, we only have a few minutes left.
Sip this rum.
Jay-Z, she just gave me the head nod. So, outros, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. There's some folks who actually responded. I'm going to get to that later. Sorry, I'm too far away from my phone to respond. But thank you, panelists. Before we get out of here, for those who are
Snoop
tuning
said,
in kind of late,
Cobra is Kool-Aid.
Cobra,
It's
Kool-Aid.
That's what Papa Snoop said.
Papa Snoop said Cobra's Kool-Aid.
Oh boy.
Okay. The next, Papa Snoop is going to be on the next.
Oh no, he said it cures AIDS. That's what he said.
Yeah, well, hey,
See?
Wait, you saw Cures AIDS and you said you thought Kool-Aid?
is that what Dave Chappelle had
This is
with the
totally
3 white
not
women
fake
when he was
news.
giving it to him? He had that in there.
That was Tron with the banana cognac.
Bring me back a
Bitch.
banana cognac. Yeah.
All right, Magnet Hands. Projects you might be working on.
Well, I'm working on a Genosha project. I have a
Chernobyl?
Genosha.
Okay.
So Genosha is basically Magnet Hands and Cable, which is with my dude Son Mizzo. We have our own record label called Ryasu Records, so be out on the lookout of that. I also have right here, hold on.
Hold on, AD. Flash it.
That is Black Loggins Volume 1. I released that on Jay Dilla's birthday, which was February 7th of
Oh, wow.
this
Okay.
year. And it's an instrumental album. Everybody will enjoy if you like good hip-hop
Nice.
for instrumentals.
My body hot.
You know? And you can find me everywhere, Magnet Hands, MAGNITHANDZ.
Magnet Hands. Nice. AD. Plugs.
Yo,
AD is the
Pegs. Pegs. No, I'm kidding. Plugs.
Not butt plugs, but yeah,
I'm out here every subway line. You know, train walker. Me and Jade
Okay.
this Saturday at Pianos. We're on at 7:00.
This Saturday at Pianos at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we've been working hard, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time, man.
Why train walkers? Where train walkers come from?
You know, we walk them to the train.
What does that mean?
It's a good thing, man.
No, it's
People
okay.
that walk on
AD
We
trains.
talked about
legendary-
porn
Subway
names.
performers, man.
We
you
talked
know?
about porn
Buster.
names here.
AD
like-
is a legendary
All
performer.
right, AD, you can you can explain what walk. You want me to say what walk to the train means?
Yeah, I haven't heard your.
Talk
What-
to him,
what does it
Jade.
mean?
So there's a story that happened one time with AD.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit!
Lord of mercy.
Y'all,
His name was John.
girls,
No, okay.
girls everywhere.
All right, so hold on. So there's a story. It happened way before AD. All right, it's the story of a character. Let's call them addicts. Crispus. No, let's call him AJ. Let's call him AJ. All right.
Aiden.
So there's a person named AJ, right? And he had a female who hung out at his place, and they had a good time. And apparently,
They was duking.
the female asked to stay at AJ's place. No, the female, asked to stay at AJ's place, and he was like, "Well, nah, but I could walk you to the train." That's the story that I heard. No, but I could walk you to the train, which I thought was like, that's messed up.
With the shaking head, I think
Yeah.
that's a no. Would
I don't know, AJ. This is just the story that I heard how the quote happened.
Oh,
Okay.
here it
My
comes.
initials are actually AJ. You know, my name is Amanda Jade.
Oh, not Jay Z.
And AG. AJZ.
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 Hove.
But yes,
Hoba.
that's whatever, the true story, whatever. But we are reclaiming the train walkers because I'm training him well. He's
Oh,
no, he's walking the train in the morning after breakfast.
Walking the train in the morning after breakfast.
That's actually
Not-
very.
That's a
good
lot
nutrition.
better.
Word.
Let's
Walking the train.
let's have a better story here.
Who is this AJ that we're talking about? Like,
It's just one of those mythological things like Jeepers Creepers.
okay. But yeah, train walkers, cool.
Train walkers.
And
Awesome.
there's more of us out there. Lex, there's Gelaso, Dale Novella, and Troy Weeks. We out here, man. We're multiplying.
Troy Weeks. Wow. I haven't heard a name in a while. But Troy Weeks is a mega over at Sylvana's. How often are you at Sylvana's, Train Walkers?
Oh, yeah, we're hosting Train Walkers open mic every second Wednesday of the month, and yeah, it's fun from 8 to 11. Come through, sign up, say what's up, and hang out.
Cool. Sounds good. Drew, I know you don't want to plug in all the different movie and TV credits. You know, you're an actor. You have like a whole non-disclosure thing. But is there anything else besides the acting thing that you're working on?
Well, yeah, that's what the lawsuit said, non-disclosure. Nah, the most recent thing I'm working on, there's a web series coming out. I don't even know how much I can rep this, but it's called Elementus. That's supposed to be... you like the little tisk at the
y'all
end?
don't believe me. Like Drew's the kind of friend that you'll just be flipping through stuff, and all of a sudden you see him, and you're like, "What the like? How'd you end up on Orange is the New Black or whatever?" Like
That's how I got into porn.
Yeah.
So
he was literally in Orange is the New Black, and I'm like, "That's true."
That was the name of the porno.
Yeah,
shit.
Orange is the New Black.
it was a remake
The parody.
of an original of a remake.
Go ahead, Drew. Talking shit.
Nah, so that's currently that's what I've got going on. I know for sure that's gonna happen at some point.
And
So
you
that's a
also
web
do
series.
stand up as well.
Yes, which I've done a while because I've been writing new material.
Follow
So-
Drew if you want to know where he is doing stand up next at Hyoko Freedom.
Yeah, that's on Instagram. That's on the Facebook. That's on the Twitters.
Hyoko Hyoko
Freedom, yeah. Because it's
Instagram.
probably easier to find than Drew McConnell. So,
Drew McConnell.
yeah.
Sounds like a
You'll find it on my
politician.
non-existent website. I can put it up there.
Yo, I'm sweating.
Papa Molly, I'm swim.
This fucking rum, nigga.
That's why I got it. It was out of this or pineapple, but yeah, coconut. Why not? Rock and roll.
Rock and roll hoochie coo.
Play
All
some
right.
Freebird, man.
We got to get out of here. But last but not least, Super King plug one more time. Pause.
Look it.
So,
Look it.
okay. Stand-up comedian, working on some new material, just like Drew is.
Yeah.
Coming back to the stage very soon.
You had some material over at the lobby earlier. That was great. The Parliament fights.
The Parliament fights.
yes.
YouTube Parliament fights if you're having a bad
Look it
day
up.
and watch just like people who are supposed to be making the hardest decisions in a country just slugging it out like homies in the project hallway.
This is true shit, too. This is actually
Watch your
some true shit.
non-representatives fight it out.
Fight it out.
man.
There are government officials who are fighting each other in other countries. Just
I wish our
just
country
to
did
settle a
this shit.
score.
Yeah.
I want to put it into the universe. I'm going to speak that shit into existence.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Obama roll up in a do-rag with one pant's leg up.
LL
Joe-
Cool J style.
LL Cool J style. Roll up with Biden.
I've heard you've been talking shit.
With Biden, with him and Biden, be like, look at this nigga on stage. Look, slap that nigga, slap that nigga, and just go in. So, okay, chill, down. And scene. So I'm in an off-Broadway play called The Rebirth of Rabbit's Foot, which is playing at the Pit again on August 19th.
Every month.
Every month. These guys are amazing. They're super talented actors and actresses, just busting ass. So I didn't say this before when I first promoted it, but I actually got an upgrade in the role. So there's a character called Zorro, right? And Zorro has 3 personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I played it, I was Zorro 3. I got upgraded to Zorro 2. So I'll be playing that in August 19th.
Is this any different from your
The
real
2 to
life, or
3.
is this?
It's
Are you
actually
basing like your other personalities into the character?
there's like a blend, man, and I personally think because my man, we got time. I'm forgetting his real name because I'm so fucking drunk right now. We got time. My man, they got time. Like
Yeah.
that's
His
the
name's
homie.
They Got Time?
Yeah, on IG. You got to go follow
okay.
him. Look up We Got Time or They Got Time. And my man's is like, he's like a mastermind. He's always smiling and shit. But that dude is brilliant. So I think he knew I was the perfect person to play Zoro because he knows I'm a living, walking shit show. And so he was like that guy. So there's that.
You're not scared by someone who's always smiling all the time?
Nah, I actually dig on that. I dig on that.
Yeah.
I dig on that. I'm creepy. I have a creepy smile, so you know I.
Because
I
your
mean?
smile always comes with like your head tilted down. Yeah. When you do this, like
Yeah.
Like side eye does
You
the
don't
same
look
thing.
institutionalized at all with that.
Yeah.
Smile.
There's like bottles of Thorazine just waiting for me. So,
Jesus.
which one you want today, boy? Blue, yellow, or black?
Jeez.
Oh man.
So they all look like dark European liquors. So just choose one. So I have that August 19th. August 19th, come down to the Pit, East 24th Street, between Park and Lex. Players at 8 p.m. Come support these people. Come support me. And legit, you know, Magnet Hands was there with me. He enjoyed the play. The play is awesome, man. Come out and see it. It has a lot to do with racial identity and with a very satirical take on it. And we had a sold out crowd the last time. So the Striker Room, which it takes place in, fits like 80 people, and 80 people were in there. So I am also an illustrator, comic book, graphic novelist. And I'm currently starting my own comic book company after selling out of every single copy of my first book. So that's coming up. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Stand-up comedian, like I said before, that's coming. I'll announce that. And I'm also a rapper, MC, working on my next album with the super talented drummer Miles Moran.
Oh, you didn't say that in the beginning of the show.
I didn't either.
Wow.
So
Super dope,
So
dude.
Wow,
he's
shout out to Drummer Miles.
drummer Miles, who I'm actually heading to the studio after this broadcast is
You want
done.
to EO Dub?
And nah, I got stuff to do. I gotta let my wings fly. That's for them other dudes,
Smart.
man. So you know, I'm gonna go do that, and that's it. And follow me on IG, SKARMANLIVES. Scarman Lives. Inbox me, whatever. And Nocturnal Rhyme Sessions every Thursday, 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. You know I'm drunk because I'm talking excessively loud right now.
It's okay.
At Washington Square Park. But this Thursday, we're at Anyone Comics on Union Street, Nostrand Ave, 3 train to Nostrand Ave. Support Anyone Comics. They support all artists of color and everybody, local, independent artists. Support Demetrios. He's a loving, kind dude. And he shows everybody mad respect. So this Thursday we'll be there. And when we're there this Thursday, we're actually premiering the German television show that Nocturnal Rhyme Sessions was in during the summer, last summer.
Wow.
Dope.
So
Dope.
I'm supposed to be keeping that kind of low profile because the German people was like, we don't kind of want you sharing that all
Can't
over
mess with the
Facebook.
Germans, man. Don't mess with the Germans.
I love the
Me,
Germans.
Chuck
You ever?
Schaff.
There's an amazing German by the name of Katja Kassen. She makes great movies, or she did. But
Hey, this is another porn callback.
yeah.
What is the topic of the day? What's going on?
Katja Kassen is a fucking legend.
I ain't going
Worship at
there.
her altar, and Sandra Romaine. And
Lord.
so
Not
that
about this.
on that note, I'm out. I do a lot of things. You don't even understand the energy that I have to be able to do them. You don't have to understand. I just get it done.
Nice.
I love every single
Yeah.
one of y'all. Roberto De Jesus, a.k.a. Analogy, Supreme Bars,
Word.
Bobby Jesus, thank you for having me, and everyone else today.
Word.
And that's it.
Thank you.
And that is Boozy
Salud.
News, and we are out. I am
Salud.
Roberto De Jesus. We're taking one more
Cheers.
shot for the exit.
Agua,
Love
por
you all.
favor.
Thank you.
I do a lot of things. You don't even understand the energy that I have to be able to do them.